I'm here now at the Sherwood Forest apartment complex where deputies were called at about 10:45 last night. Now I got a chance to talk to some of the property managers here earlier, and they said it was just yesterday that they saw that little girl playing on this playground behind me. They said the fact that she's gone now is surreal. In 2022, that was over $28 million. That's about 60% of their yearly revenue. Now, I couldn't interview any of the inmates that actually volunteered here today on camera, but those that I did talk to said that the holidays can be a really hard time and that they look forward to these boxes every single year. She says you should look out for pieces of candy like this one that's been opened. Dogs like Gianna that are AKC registered would be allowed to breed under the new ordinance, but dogs like these boxer puppies that are CKC registered wouldn't. For some, it's their saving grace after an underwhelming Black Friday turnout, but for others, it's just another Monday.
That's gonna be the 61.
A crowd of people gathered on the corner of Main and Calhoun are waiting for the Comet buses to come pick them up.
So I've always depended on the buses. I've never had any license.
Marshall is a retired veteran. He says if he didn't have the buses, he wouldn't be able to make it to doctor's appointments or even the grocery store.
I'd be paralyzed. Well, I could get where I'm going to, but it'd be an awful lot of walking at 66 years old, and I already got arthritis.
And that could be a reality soon with the upcoming end of the Richland transportation penny tax. About a third of the money from the penny tax goes towards these buses. In 2022, that was over $28 million. That's about 60% of their yearly revenue. Pamela Bino-Reed is a public information officer for the Comet. She says without that money, the bus system would go back to what it looked like before the penny tax started.
The buses were old, they were breaking down, they were dirty. Service was cut down to 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon, and that was it.
She says the routes wouldn't go out as far, and for passengers like William Mitlock, he says it's already hard enough as it is.
I have to get up at 5:30 so I can walk 2.5 miles, which takes about 45 minutes. And then after that, I have to ride the bus. It takes about 35 to 40 minutes to get there. And once I get the bus, it takes about 30 minutes to get to my job.
He would like to see the transportation penny renewed to help fix the issues with the Comet.
Even if it's 2 pennies. I mean, even 3 or 4, whatever it takes to keep going, it would be a great thing for us to be able to do so.
Voting for the renewal of the penny tax will be on the ballot for the general election in November of 2024. Josie Frost, Carolina News. Yeah, I'm here now at the Sherwood Forest apartment complex where deputies were called at about 10:45 last night. Now I got a chance to talk to some of the property managers here earlier, and they said it was just yesterday that they saw that little girl playing on this playground behind me. They said the fact that she's gone now is surreal. Sheriff Lee Bones says when deputies arrived on the scene around 11 last night, it was already too late. While he couldn't say where the gun was located specifically, he did have this to say.
I think it's safe to say that you can never underestimate the ability of a child to climb and get places you don't think they can get to. And we can also never underestimate the effect a firearm has when it's in the wrong hands. So.
He says the accident shows just how important it is to practice gun safety. The Kershaw County Sheriff offers free gun locks, and he hopes this tragedy will remind people to use them.
Children definitely don't need to be around guns. You need to keep them secure. Again, if a lot of people may think a child or a toddler can't get to a certain spot, so they're safe at that spot. But hey, I've got grandchildren, and when my children, when they were toddlers, they can get anywhere.
He says the community is a small one, and this loss is especially hard. For now, the playground at Sherwood sits empty as the residents mourn the loss of a young life. Sheriff Bones says that as of now, they're classifying this as an accident and they have no plans to press charges. Reporting live from Lugoff, Josie Frost, Carolina News. Yeah, Rachel and Haley, I just got a chance to talk to one of the event organizers here, and he said that they reached their goal of 16,500 in record time today. Now, I couldn't interview any of the inmates that actually volunteered here today on camera, but those that I did talk to said that the holidays can be a really hard time and that they look forward to these boxes every single year. Toothpaste, soap, and a toothbrush. It might not sound like a lot, but for those like former inmate Kevin McClure, it could mean everything to incarcerated people during the holiday season.
I love Christmas, you know, naturally anyway, and just to get these packages during that time, it just made you feel a little bit closer to home.
He said the holidays can be extra hard being away from family.
And a lot of these men, you know, most of these men have been thrown aside, you know, pretty much so for in the eyes of society.
That's why organizer John Jameson says they make these boxes to show them someone is thinking of them in the holidays.
Just because they're on the inside, just because they've made bad decisions in their life, that they're not forgotten, that hope is not lost.
He says it's all worth it when the boxes are in inmates' hands.
We will receive thank you letters and thank you cards from inmates who say things like, thank you for remembering us, thank you for reminding us that there's life on the outside.
Chaplain Michael Cannon is involved in passing out the boxes, and he says the impact is priceless.
Some of them sometimes miss family a lot, and so just to know that somebody cares and offers them a gift during the holiday season means a lot to them.
Right now, the boxes are stacked up in the church, and tomorrow they'll be picked up and dispersed to prisons across the state. Reporting live in Columbia, Josie Frost, Carolina News.